Welcome, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Ah, madre, trae este micrófono. Hola, hola. ¿Se escucha bien ahora? I think that the microphone is working well right now. Okay, friends, so yesterday we started with our project. We started with the modeling of our project. I said that we're going to start with creating assets, modular kits, if we can be more specific. Remember that the strategy that I am going to use is to create like separated parts, and then we can like merge those like Legos into the different pieces into one single building. That is the plan. That is the strategy. And we created this window. Remember that the first buildings that we're going to create are houses. The middle class houses. Remember that we created a list of the different buildings that we're going to model, and this is the first asset that we're going to create. I think that we're going to try with this to create different houses. With that, maybe I'm going to create a neighborhood, add all the extra things of the neighborhood, and that is going to be like the first small project that we're going to complete of this big project. Please let me know if everything, if the sound is good. Today, as you can see, the first asset is the wall, is a window. I decided to create the wall, the glasses, the borders of the wall, and some extra borders of the same material of the wall, like bricks, something like that. I'm going to try to keep like the walls with these 4x4 meters, the size of the wall. So by that, I am trying to every texture that I download from, in this case, Polyheaven, is going to fit perfectly, and we are going to be able to, if we continue with, let's say, other walls or maybe a door or something like that, the 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 texture is going to fit perfectly, and it is going to continue with no problem. Uh, Something like that. First, right now, I'm going to use this same window to create different variations of this same window. Then we're going to start with another kind of window that is going to be like something circular at the top. So right now we're going to use this to create. The first one is uh, one window here in one side, maybe divided in two, another small windows up, and then a combination. So let's get started, okay? Remember that I always turn off my camera so you can focus only on the screen. And remember that if you're new in this channel, please remember to subscribe, give it a like, share this content with others, and leave a comment below. Help me with any idea that you have, maybe any feedback or maybe suggestions that we can use to create better assets for our project. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, let's get started. Also, I don't need that. I think that we don't need to use right now pure riff because this is simple. Later we're going to use pure riff. Okay. Okay. This is window number one. So right now, let me think about how we can first the window up here. Okay. I need also to create two windows here and one here. Another thing that we should do is to create different variations of these borders. That's also another thing that we need to do. Yes, I think that I'm going to separate this so we can create multiple variations of these borders. Yes, I think that, okay, this is window number one, right? Window number one. Okay, this is full window number one. Let me think how we can name all of these assets so we don't lose the nomenclature here. Let me see. Let me think. I want to create different variations of this border. Also another window that we no, but that is going to be no, no. Maybe let's just leave it like that, and if we need something extra, we just change it. Okay. Let's create another variation of this window. Let's create the small window. This small window that I'm going to create is commonly to use to be the bathroom window. It's going to be up here and it is going to be small. Let's remember our reference. Okay, great. Now let's create a small window. Or window number two. Window number two. Let's put it in window number two. I'm going to make it the same size of the human, just something like this. Okay, we have this, we have this. I'm going to select all of these assets. Right, one moment. Okay. This window, this small window, don't need this kind of extra thing, so I'm going to delete this. This is going to be a little bit more complicated. So let's select all of the assets. What? This is not good. No. Let's do this in another way. Okay, fortunately, here I don't have bevel, so I'm going to apply all the transforms here. Convert this into mesh, so now I'm able to do what I was trying to do before. One moment, I have an idea. Ah, sorry. You know, maybe this wall is too high. Maybe. I think that instead of doing this 4x4, I'm going to reduce it to 3x3. Uh, ah, let's do that first. Let's see. Yes, now it seems perfect. Okay, so the wall is going to be 3x3. We have to do the same for the other. Let's do the same for the other wall. One moment, please. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Great. I think that this window is perfect. Now let's do this. One moment. Ah, madre, tenía música con copyright. ¿Qué ves? Uy, ay, ay, todo esto va a estar muteado. Ay, Dios, Dios, Dios. Ya estamos bien ahora sí. Como cinco, como tres, cuatro canciones se pusieron. Okay, now look at this. We need to move this inside until we fit with a window. Here we're going to have an special look at this. I know that this is low poly, but I don't want to only keep these small details. I'm going to keep it with sharp edges, but this other one, look at what we're going to try to do here. Okay, so here we can only use the bevels, but look what happens if I use bevel. If I use, ooh, here we're going to have a problem. Let me see something. Here we're going to have some problems. Okay. Ah. Okay, something like this, but let me increase this value to or 2. Or 25. To fix this, I think that okay, now this is for 1 moment. Let me try to add this. I want to add here more bells. But you know what? Instead of doing this, I should just directly... Yes. I was wrong. My bad. Let's do this again. No, I cannot do it again. Sorry. I made this in the wrong way. So edges. I have to do this again. Let me do this again. That way that I created with completely the bevels in the fuel mode, if we can call it like that, with 1, it is when you have subdivision surface. Then you fix those problems. Here, this is not the... Here, that is not the problem. The problem is this part. So I am going just to use a simple border, a simple bevel. Okay. Alex. Okay. 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 This is going to be the problem. Yes, that is going to be the problem. That's why I used before the straight completely. Let me go back. Let me test this again, okay? 0. I don't know. Let's try with 0.02. Here with full. That's the thing here, my friends. Okay, let's try this. And the problem is this: we know now we have five edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can solve this just by we can add here something or here something. Yes, here. Okay, let me do this. The easiest way to do this is just maybe if I select the same here. I was trying to do something, but it seems that it didn't work. Okay, like that you can keep the flattened surface with adding the shade smoother. We can reduce this if we add more subdivision surface, and also maybe if we can reduce the bevel. Now I'm thinking of maybe doing that, reducing the bevel. And remember that I am doing this because I am using subdivision surface. No, I am using shade smooth, sorry. I'm trying to keep the four edges here, four edges. So by that you can keep it. Maybe I'm thinking on doing this again, but with less level of bevel. What do you say? Let me see something. Here we have the wall. Yes, maybe we should do this. Look, here we have 0.0075. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to create a backup just in case I don't like it. And I am applying already the bevels because I am not going to do something extra here, and I need to do this in this way because I need to merge these parts. But maybe now that I have no, let's do this again. I'm going to select this, create a backup when I have already in the right position, and then we continue. Okay, now I'm going to move this to backup window 1 on the wall. So here, let's do this again. Hello Girish, welcome. Hello, welcome. Okay, let's try to do it in the other way. We're starting the other project, Girish. Zoom. Okay, let's go with this. 0.0075. I have to fix it anyway. Okay, and now it is looking perfect. You can see that we have the shade smooth, we have the borders. Okay, so now we have window 2. Let's continue with window 3. I am going to try the the round window. Yes. Then I am going to use this as the, let me see one moment, something. I think that the window is up. Let me see something. I need to lower it a little bit. No, it is looking good. Yes, it is good. When someone with your arm, you can open it, right? Yes, it is looking good. Great. So let's go with another style. Let's check. We have window 1, 2, let's create window 3. For window 3, let me think. I need a border. Okay, a border. One border there. One and at the middle. Let me see something. Okay. Let's go back. And let's start with I call it Windows Season 1. Maybe 32 is I need something extra. Let's go with 64. Oh. Let me see the height of the person. Sorry. I need to make this a little bit up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe at 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we should make this a little bit smaller. Here maybe. No, it is. I think that it is okay. Let's use this as reference maybe. And what else we can do? No, I am going to make it completely round. There. Ah, pero estoy aquí, pues loco. Su selección aquí, ¿por qué no me consideras este acá? Ya no importa, al ojo nomás. Ya. Okay, now we have our window here, and yes, we're good, we're good. Hello Tanaki, welcome. We already created the second version of the window. Now we are with the third version. The second version was just this, a bathroom window. I play with bevel in 2 levels to keep it smooth, with shade smooth, and to not have any like artifact in here. We did that. Now we are with this window. Here, right now I am thinking not paying attention to this. I am paying attention on how I'm going to create this window here. This one. I'm going to use this. Let me see. Two. Let's move this to window 3. To select this. Yes. To move it to window 3. And now let's create. Here you can see that it is the same mechanism to open and close the window. Here I'm going to create just an extra glass here. And let me see, because I am thinking about how I'm going to create this part. I need an extra border. Okay, we already have this border. Maybe not an extra border, just create this one here. Let me see. The thing is, I am not using this as reference because it is not the way I want it to be. I'm just using here like the form, but I don't want this window. I'm trying to make it not only like to look it good, but also to make it sense. When I create something, it is not only for the visual, it is also thinking about like you are in the real world. I like to do that, not to make it like high poly, but by trying to do that, it is for me like a way to create better assets. It is something like that. I'm not saying that I need to copy exactly this, no. For example, here we have another, something like this I want, but not exactly this one. Oh, okay, this one maybe. I'm going to create a glass. I have read a book in a train about vectors. Soviet engineers had writing for genius, I think, about projection, a vector on x-axis, and figure of. The Soviet art, it was like, let me see, because I remember that when Soviets, I think that they created the trend to do art like with straight forms, right, with basic shapes. Then the US responded with Jackson Pollock, something like that, right? Or no, I am with this art, like I don't remember the name. It was like I don't remember the name. The Soviet art had a name, but I don't remember the name. And I remember that the US responded with a completely different art that was just throwing paint, something like that. and that they wanted to establish in the Cold War. But I remember the Soviet art was with straight forms. Let me see here. Soviet architecture. Let me see. Architecture, sorry. Architecture. Yes, something like this. When I read the book, I think I don't know Russian language. I remember that I told you that when the 2020 happened, I tried to learn a different. Yes, this is. You're talking about this, something like that, or a different Soviet art. Straight shapes. This kind of buildings. This one, for example, this straight lines. And the US responded with, I think this. Yes, I don't remember. Maybe I am confused. Yes, they responded with this. That they basically was this man that was what? How do you say when you drink a lot? Drinker. They just take him and say, "You're going to be our artist," and give him paint, and he just started to throw paint, and they wanted to sell the world that this was the new trend in response to the Soviet art. And if you ask me, I prefer this. Something like that is the story behind this Cold War in art. Because remember that in Cold War, you didn't have only in the space race, for example, or in wars in other countries. You had also in art, in music, painting here, movies. Remember that the 80s movies was always Russian. Russia was the enemy. Remember, and I have to be honest, because for example Rocky IV, Rocky Balboa, the movie, when he defeated Ivan Drago, that is one of my favorite movies. But of course the message was, we are the good ones and they are the bad ones. But if you ask me, I prefer this. If you have the name of the book, please share it with us. It will be interesting to. Maybe we can create something like that here in our project. Remember that I am using my city as reference, but I'm going to add a lot of elements that we don't have here in our city. For example, trains we don't have here. I think that we also didn't a nuclear plant. I think it is going. It is a good idea. We don't have that in our country, nuclear plants, but it will be something good to add, something like that in our project. So maybe if you have maybe a building and a special. Yes, I remember. Quake are the same creators from Doom, right? I tried to. I didn't like the game too much. I didn't play never that game. I was a fan of Doom, but Quake, I didn't like maybe the graphics, not because of the art, but maybe it was too retro for me. For example, I started playing Doom 3, but I never played the Doom 64 and the first Doom. I never played those 90s Doom. I know that there are great games, but I feel that maybe I don't like it. The graphics. But just like that, and I feel that Quake have the same problem for me. I am not saying that they are bad games, just in case. I also think that maybe Quake, I don't remember if the 3 or the 2 versions are one of the best games of the past of the 2000. I think something like that. I don't remember. Okay, let's create something for this. I think that I'm going to use the same strategy like these windows. Just create a base here and a border here. Something simple. So let me select this. To create this, I'm going to use the offset edges. Here 0.04 looks good. Okay, 0.04, and I am going to select this. I'm going to no, I don't need this anymore. Okay. Have you seen the arts of Adrian Carmack? No. Let me see. Let's check that. He is the creator. Is she or he? He. He is the creator of Doom, of the Doom. I know something about the history of how they created the games. I remember that for the weapons, for example, they bought a lot of these kid weapons that were trends in the 90s, like following this ovni sci-fi style, and they go to the toy stores and look at a lot of these kid weapons, these fantasy weapons, these sci-fi weapons, and they use that as an inspiration for the Doom weapons. Quake 2, he used. Okay. Yes. I remember that Quake 3 is something like I remember I told you that in this channel I used to play games at weekends, but right now I don't want to do that because I only want to focus on 3D for this channel because YouTube is not helping me. So I'm only going to focus on 3D. Later I'm going to maybe open a new channel only to play games. But about that, when I play the Doom saga, I played Doom 3, Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil, we play here also Doom 2016, we played Doom Eternal, and I was looking for Quake, and I remember that I didn't like the graphics, but yes, I learned about something about the Quake history, and also they also have another game that is Wolves, what is another name of, I don't remember the Doom, Quake, and let me see. Doom, Quake, and the other one is this one. Wolfenstein. That is like the same games but with different enemies, something like that. I know that fans of Doom don't like Doom 3, but it is one of my favorite games. It is one of my favorite games. I started to play Doom when I was in high school. I remember when I was a kid with this game, Doom 3. This game. No, Doom. No, this one. No, this one. Doom 3. This is one of my favorite games. I also enjoy Doom 2016, but if you ask me between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, I prefer Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is also one of my favorite games. If you check my live streams, I remember that when I play games, I play at the most difficult level. But for Doom, I always play not the most difficult, but one level down. The second more difficult, because the more difficult, you have a limit of health and a limit of weapons, and I don't like that. But I play the second most difficult level. when I played Doom Eternal, there were some levels or some parts of the game that I was so close to stop playing the game because it was very difficult. But I spent maybe 2 hours in one level. I remember that. I had written raycasting render as Wolfenstein 3D. You had written how is that? I don't understand. Can you share it? Can you share it with us? Something of that with, if you want, of course. In the Doom the Doom channel, in the Discord Discord server, in the 3D Showcase channel, if you want. Also, please share with us the book that you said you were reading. The music continue. Okay. Now that you are talking about the real terms, the right terms. Remember that I don't manage too much about the right terms. I just do my things and I say, okay, I use this, but I am very bad to learn the right terms. Maybe I know something about that, and I by the name I don't know. Okay, I'm going to check that later. Don't worry. Let's continue with the project. No, where it goes? Circle. Okay, here we are. Let me hide the wall. Okay. Let me see something here. Why I have... this is because... okay. So right now I need to fix this. Okay. Here, let's extrude this. Here is the limit. No, let's go here. I'm going to delete this one and this one. Faces, and maybe this one too. So here I need to close this. Now I need to close this one because now we have this part. Okay, here the same thing. I'm going to use hard edges. Mark sharp edges, sorry. Okay, that. Now let's create a glass that should be here inside. Let me use this one. I'm going to duplicate it. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. You know what? Let me go for some water, okay? And I'll be back in a moment. Okay? Let's do that because we are maybe a few minutes more here and then we have to go. Maybe half an hour more and then we'll go. Let me go for some water and I'll be back in a moment, okay? Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Let's see how we can close this. Let me just clear that, and let's see how we can close this one. This is why I don't use increase or decrease tool. I use the offset edges because look, this is what happened. Oh no, that one no. Please. Don't subscribe. It was a message. Okay. I wasn't here. Okay, if you are still here, the new subscriber, thank you, welcome. I wasn't here something. I wasn't here. Sorry. If you are still here, please just say hello in the comments. I can explain you what we are doing right now. Okay, so now that I did that, let me think about my strategy to close this. I am not going to create extra here, an extra. I'm just going to join like this. The easiest way is just to press F and close that, but I don't like to keep edges like that. Okay, here we have. Look at this. I didn't activate my statistics. I always use this to control how much polygons, faces, and all of the components of a mesh to see how much I am using, and it is like my guideline. You just have to press here. For those who are new, press here and you can see all of this info. So you have control of what you're doing. Here you have also the info, but I don't remember how to do this one. It is in preferences, I think. I don't remember. What? No. We're good. Okay, here we are. So here you can see that we have 32 selected edges, and remember that to close something, to close with grid fill, we need pairs. Odds and even. I don't remember which one is the right one. When you have 2, 4, 6, those kind of numbers that are like multiples of 2. I don't remember how to say that in English. I think that it is odds, right? No, I don't remember. Well, when you have those kind of numbers that are multiples of 2, you can close, you can use the grid fill. If that is not the case, you need to find a way to add another point, another vertex, and then you are allowed to close it. Here we can do it, but look, maybe if we do that, no, it is looking good. So it works. We're going to leave it like that. So this window, let me just select this one and move it here. Great. Another thing that I should delete in here is let's see this one. Look, I don't know why I never delete this. No, I delete this. Yes, I delete that face, those faces, but I think that now I need to lower this or increase this. Maybe it's no. Let me select this, select Okay. Two down. Ah. I have to do that so I don't have the... And now I need to do the same for the windows. And let me just decrease this. Sorry, I forgot that I have changed the origin. Let's do this again. Origin here, origin here. Just like that. No, that was too much. 75 maybe. Great. And apply. Select this one, and apply scale. Always apply scale, remember, always apply scale. So now we have our window. Let's fix the borders. We need the borders. I'm going to create something simple. Here, I'm going to select this. Something simple. I'm going to duplicate this one, select this here. Pretty sure. Okay, that one. Now let's to the front. See the wall. Okay. Going to move it more to the front like that. Okay, now this one. I'm going to move it a little bit to the front. Like that. So, okay. Right now. Select this and move it here. Extrude it. Make it completely straight. Look, the difference, completely straight. Okay, great. Let's extrude this to the back. We're going to delete that, delete this one. I am going to select this one. Bevel here. To, of course, to apply shade smooth. And our bevel modifier. Weight to 0.0075. Something here. Now we're going to fix the wall. Don't worry. Let me just take the one that I already have here from window. This one. Two, window 3. Let's close this and let me delete this mirror modifier that I am not going to use. Let me hide this bevel for a moment. Move it here down. Okay, great. Great, it is perfect. We have the window, the inside part of the window, and we need to fix the wall because look, wall is not following the it is not following what we are doing here. And I think that we should move it a little bit down. It is like up. Window 2. Okay. Let me deactivate this one. Okay, it is not perfect, but it is looking good. It is not perfect, but it is looking good. The window should be bigger. Problem is that it is too close to the roof, if we can call it like that. Or what do you say? We should leave it like that. Let me see. I have to leave it like that. Okay, so now we are here. Let's fix this window. I'm going to move it slightly to one side so we don't have like these artifacts here with the other meshes. Let's move it slightly here. Perfect. You know what? Let me use the same window. Yes, I'm going to use this and this to work on that part. I'm going to select. The only bad thing about doing the window like that is that you're not allowed to select everything at once. That's the only thing, but I think that we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to okay. No. Sorry. Let's go back. Okay. Now offset edges. That's too much. Okay, now we have that. Let's bring back everything here again, and let's see if I can lower the level of this. For example, here. 16. I'm going to dissolve. Yes, we delete that, and now we can build what we need. You know what? Maybe I can build the wall using this. I'm going to select everything, move it to the front. Okay, great. Now let's select this. Here, I need the wall, only this and the wall. Just let me select this and the wall. Great. Great. Okay, now we're going to build the wall from these borders, and just let me delete this side. Here, extrude it here. Great. And here, let's move it. Now I'm going to delete this wall and mirror. Okay, creepy. One, two, three, four. This one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we're going to divide. Here we're going to divide. 1, 2, 3. Subdivide. 2, 3. 2, 3. Just in case you don't have to do that, but I always try to do this to leave it in 4 edges, just as an exercise. And we finish our work. And just like that, friends, we finish. We created two windows today. Thank you, friend. So we're going to continue. What other variation of window we can do? I think that there are not more variations that we can do. The only thing that we can do right now is just create maybe the borders. We can create, for example, different set of borders. Okay. Let me fix this. I forgot to move this a little bit to the front, so we don't have like at the same level. Look, because with the bevel now I'm going to look here, so I need to cover that. Okay, now we fix that, just because if I don't do that, I'm going to see through here inside. Maybe a little bit more to the front. Okay. Wait, now we're good. I don't know what other variations of window we can do. Remember that maybe we can create windows that are not going to be open. So for example, we can use the same, just close and just have one glass windows that are only for the style, for to be part of the decoration of the house, something like that. Also, I'm going to do the windows like the same thing but without the glass, so that windows are going to be from an external part of the house, and yes, something like that. What else we can do here? And then the other difficult part, we have more difficult parts. The other difficult part is the doors. For doors we have a lot of things that we can do, a lot of variations. I need to create the bars for the windows. In the bars maybe we're going to have a lot of variations. Yes, maybe that is the next challenge. Create the bars that close the windows. Borders and bars. For window 2, for the small window, we don't need bars. For window 1, for window 3, yes, we need variations. That is the other thing that we can do. And a lot of variations we can do just by changing the color, changing the bars. And yes, we're going to do that. And after we finish with that, we're going to create doors. With doors, it is going to be more work, because with doors we use wood and we use metal here in our houses. And with wood, you know that you can do a lot of things with wood, a lot of variations for doors. So right now, remember, the goal is to create a lot of different styles for each asset. So with that, you can create a lot of houses by, again, like assemble them like Legos. So the three main parts right now, like the challenging parts, are windows, then we continue with doors and roofs. Yes, roof is another important part of the houses. I need to find a way of how we're going to create those roofs. Then the wall is going to be 3 by 3. You already know that. And what else? I am thinking about creating borders. By borders I mean when I move, for example, one corner, this let's say that we have this wall and the other wall to the other direction, we need a corner, right? I don't want to be like this, just this straight line. I want it to be with some bevel. Maybe it is not a good strategy, we'll see. If it is not looking good, then we just leave it like that, just move it together just like Legos. The only bad thing about that is we're going to lose the grid. No, okay, let me think. We'll see later. Those are going to be extra things that we need to see. Right now we have to worry about the important things, the 3 challenging parts. Believe me, with that we have enough material. Pillars, we're going to create pillars, but that is easy. We can create variations of pillars. That is easy. With that, believe me, we can create a lot of buildings. After we finish this, we're going to create the extra elements. For example, air conditioner, windows. What else we can create here? What else our houses can have? Cables from the telephone, from the internet. The air conditioner is going to be a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try to keep it as low poly. By low poly I mean with shade smooth, but the main pieces. What else we can create here? The air conditioner, the roof. Yes, we don't have the maybe water tanks, but for middle class, okay, we'll see that those stressing. Let's focus right now on the main parts. Remember, we start with that, and after that, when we have all the elements, we're going to separate, maybe create another file to leave only the assets as separated assets, and another file with buildings. Then we're going to start playing with textures. After we're going to create a lot of buildings with these pieces. With that, we finish like the first part of the project. It's going to be like a small neighborhood, and then we can continue with another important building, for example, a police station or a hospital. Little by little, project by small project, we're going to finish this. Remember that this is a big project. Maybe we'll take more than a year to finish this because we have limited time here, but don't worry about that. That is going to be the main maybe the main goal, the big project. But think about small projects. Right now, with a small neighborhood, we're going to finish one project, and the same with the police station, another project, the hospital, another project, the airport, another project, like that. Just think about look at the project like that, small projects. After we finish those small projects, I'm going to try to create these time lapses that we created for each building, okay, for each little project, if we can call it like that. We'll see, because I have to see how I'm going to do that, because more pieces I already have already created that, so it is going to, I have to reuse the time lapses for the first buildings, in this case this one that we are creating, and then go with the other project that is the assemble part, okay. Something like that. If you have any suggestion or any idea, just let me know. And remember that maybe if you were tired for a while, like creating this big project, maybe we can stop and create some zombies, some little zombie monsters, something like that, to also not only use them for part of the render of Blender, but we can also use them in Unity. as already animated assets to create the render, and those characters of this big project can be used also as game assets. Okay, I know that this is really big, but it is going to, all this effort is worth it. How do you say it? All of this is worth it, something like that. Okay, friends, so right now I need to end the streaming so I can continue on Twitch, and we'll continue with this tomorrow. Again, remember, for those who are new, on December started with working with CG Trader, like creating some environments, and every time I have an open I have to stop doing the streamings and just focus on that, because the deadlines are really challenging. But I'll try to upload some content from previous streaming, the streaming that you don't have here on YouTube, the stream that I did on Twitch and Kick by Dasvidania. Dasvidania is goodbye in Russian. I don't remember. I just remember Привет, пожалуйста, спасибо, меня зовут, to say my name is. Dasvidania is for goodbye. Okay, Dasvidania, my friend. And Большое спасибо for being here. I have to check that Russian again. I know these little words about each language, but because I have that hobby on the 2020. No, I'm not good. I just learned some words. I know how to read Russian language. Maybe my pronunciation is not good, but I don't know what I am reading. That is the problem. And also, the thing about Russian is that some words are similar, the pronunciation, in Spanish. For example, let me think about something right now. Or I don't have any idea of what words in Spanish we have the similar pronunciation in Russian. I don't know why, because both languages are completely different languages. They are from different families. I don't know why, but there is some. For example, telephone. In English you also have telephone. Telephone in Russian you have telephone. And in Spanish is teléfono, in English is telephone. Aeroport for airport and aeropuerto. What other? Taxi. Taxi is like another word that we use in, I think, in all the languages. Taxi is the same thing. I think. I think. What other word we have? No, because Purchase is a square. Yes, airport, taxi, airport, taxi. What else we can have like this similar? And notch, for example, to say good morning, good evening, and good night. How do you say good morning? I forgot. No, I don't remember. Notch. No, I don't remember. But notch, for example, noche in Spanish. I know that night. Dabay utra. And in good evening, how do you say good evening? Dabray utra is good morning, right? And you change it for good evening. I don't remember. Please. How do you say good evening? I don't remember. By spacoin, notch to say good night. Notch. That notch is like buenas noches in Spanish. To say okay, good night. Dabri Biecher? Are you Dabri dien and dien, that is day. When do you say that? Biecher. Let me see. Let's check. Spokojnej noci, yes. Spokojnej noci, good night. So, for example, spokojnej noci in Spanish is buenas noches. Noches, noche. Noches, nochi. You see that the similar pronunciation. Dien, day, dia in Spanish, something like that. So those words are like similar in other languages. So yes, I can read. If you put in front of me a text in Russian, I can read it. Slowly, I can read it. Maybe my pronunciation is not to be like exactly or really really good, but I can identify the letters. I learned the alphabet. But if you ask me what I am reading, I am going to say I don't know. That is, and the Russian grammar is very difficult. And the numbers, for example, the numbers are also really difficult. I don't remember. Adin, I think that is one. Dobry wieczór, yes, dobry wieczór. Dobry wieczór. Ah, yes, you're right. Wieczór, I remember. Wieczór. Yes. Dobry wieczór. Yes, you are right. I don't remember. It was a long time ago that I did check something about Russian. I used to learn Italian, French, Russian, Chinese, but it was a long time ago. I don't remember. It was 2020. It was my hobby in those times. I also checked Portuguese, but I don't remember about Portuguese. The thing is, for example, with Italian, French, and Portuguese, it is like a little bit easier for me, or it's supposed to be easier for me because those languages are the same family as Spanish. So it is supposed that you can understand like the composition of some words or the grammar that is similar to Spanish. It came from the same Romance languages, I think that is the family. And also I learned some words in not German, not German. The other one, Dutch. In Dutch, what is the language that you speak in the Netherlands? Dutch. I don't remember. It is or to say hello, for example, to say hello is hello. And tot strats, I think that is the word to like see you later or something like that. I don't remember. I learned something about that because I worked in a project from a Dutch company. It was a game that they were working with cryptos, something like that, and I created some animations for the trailer. I created the rigging for and animated it, and also created rigging for a human and a special motorcycle. I created a lot of animation for those characters. So the people that ask for my help in those projects from the so a few words, but I don't remember. It is really a really funny hobby to learn the languages. It is also something that let your mind to work, and I think that it is good for your brain to try to learn those things. It is also really interesting because you learn about some another cultures. When you learn a language, you also learn about some history, some traditions, some costumes, something new about those countries. In Japanese, I don't know too much words because I like to watch some animes, but Japanese is more difficult for me because you don't have in Chinese you have the same. You already know that you have some it is not kanjis, characters. In Spanish we call it caracteres, but you already know and you have the pronunciation, and the grammar is really really easy in Chinese. But in Japanese it is you have like three languages, three alphabets, and you have to no, it is too much, and it is possible that you learn how to speak Japanese than to learn how to read it. It is possible that kanjis, yes, but in Chinese it has another name, and they are not The Japanese took like some this of this to their alphabet, but the origin are in Chinese. Also in China you have two, like in China you have one Chinese from that is Hanyu. They call it Hanyu because of the Han that is the supreme ethnic in China. Hanyu or Chong. I don't remember how to say. Shipanyayu is Espanol. Fayu is Yu Hanyu or Chongwen. Chongwen, I think that is also another way to say Chinese. Hanyu is the other way to say Chinese, but you have like one Chinese language that is a simplified language in China, and you also have the more difficult Chinese, but I'm talking about that is the traditional Chinese, and that traditional Chinese you use that in Taiwan, I think, and that is more difficult. The kanjis that you said are more difficult in Taiwan because they use the traditional Chinese. China, you use the simplified Chinese. You know that one day I tried to learn something about Arabic language, but it was really difficult. And you know why is the most difficult about the Arab language? Is that like each country have their own version of the Arab language, and is and they like created an international Arab language for foreigners that want to learn. At least, for example, the news and official documents they have in this. I don't remember the letters that this international Arab. The most famous, if you can say like that, are the from Egypt and from Palestine, I think, or no, from Lebanon, I think. I don't remember, but it is no. This is too much difficult because I thought that those Arab countries have only one language, but different languages, no. So if you want to learn Arab or something like that, try to look for this international Arab language, or maybe just go for a country, just learn the Egyptian version of the Arab language, or this a big country, I don't know, something like that. I also try to learn Hebrew from Israel, but it is also very difficult. I check also some Norwegian from Norway. I don't know how to say the language that comes from Norway. It is more easy. It is easier because it is similar to. It is like the same family. The German, the Dutch, the English, and the Norway language, or all those North languages are similar. They came from the same family. So it is interesting. Okay, I think that I have to go right now because I am too late to continue on Twitch. So thanks. We can talk about this in another streaming. Maybe on weekends we can do more time here and we can talk about these interesting things. Maybe I'm going to try to go back to Russian to remember. It was really fun. I really enjoyed when I learned those languages, but it was a long time ago. Yes, thank you, my friend. Gracias, spasiba, merci, grazie, xie. In Japanese, how do you say thank you? I don't remember. Danke in German, I think. What is in Japanese? How do you say? Kamsahamnida is in Korean, right? Kamsahamnida. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yes, arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, that is obrigado in Portuguese. Obrigado. That is all the words that I know. I don't remember any other language. Okay, thank you. So, Remember to subscribe, give it a like, share the content with others, leave a comment below. Please follow me on Twitch, Kick, and my other social media accounts like Instagram, TikTok. You can find me as Fran Salazar-Co. If you want me to collaborate with the project as a freelancer, you can contact me. There's my email, there's social media accounts, the LinkedIn page. You can create a project on Apple, you can see three, and share too. If you want to know what kind of computer I'm using, you have the KitCode link. In that link, you're going to find all the components that I use for my PC, and those links are going to send you directly to Amazon. I think that the music is. Let me see the music. No, very good, very good. And you can check those links that are going to send you directly to Amazon, where you're going to find more information. And if you want to support my work, remember that you have super chat, super stickers, super thanks. You also have memberships, PayPal link, and even you can get one of my models. If you want access to your games and animation, you can visit my TurboSquid store. If you want sculptures like this one for 3D printing, you can visit my Culture store. No, this one is not for 3D printing. If you want this one for these are assets for games. So when I finish this, I'm going to put this to TurboSquid. TurboSquid, you have assets, and Culture 3D you have sculptures for 3D printing, and CG Trader is a third option where you're going to find both assets and sculptures. So you have 3 different ways to get one of my projects. And what else? That's all. You can check in ArtStation that I already uploaded the render for Hawker. Let me show you. So go and follow me on ArtStation and give it a like to my project. Let me see. Where is my Hawker? Here, Hawker. Here you can check the render that I created for the last project that we did here on YouTube. You can check, go with a comment, give it a like, please help me. Okay. So with that being said, I think that I'm going to share it to LinkedIn, and for the still files we have to wait more time because it is too difficult to split that model. I'm going to create a simple version for that project and upload that to CG Trader and Culture 3D. But for now you have that, and thanks for coming. In a few minutes we'll continue on Twitch. Thanks for coming. See you in the next one. Remember to subscribe.